Hey, it's Amber here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 3 mistakes that beginner guitarists make when learning to play the guitar. Let's get into the lesson. Mistake number 1 is learning too much too quickly. Let's take learning chords as an example. Now, unfortunately, a lot of guitar teachers are guilty of doing this. They'll give their beginner guitar students a page that is filled with all the chords that they need to learn. And a beginner guitarist will go home, they'll try to learn all these chords at the same time, and this just leads to the guitarist feeling overwhelmed and frustrated. Now, the reason for this is that they haven't had a sufficient amount of time to internalize and to memorize those chord shapes. So a solution to this is to keep it simple and to focus on less. When I start lessons with a beginner guitarist, I tend to focus on just learning 4 guitar chords. What we do is we do chord changing exercises, we utilize those chords in as many songs as possible, and I help my student build up their confidence and stamina so that when they're playing those 4 chords, they're feeling really good about themselves. So if you're trying to build muscle memory and you're trying to learn all the open chords at once, it's going to take you so much longer, and it might even result in you wanting to give up because the results are just not going to be there. But if you focus on just learning 4 chords, which you can find in tons of songs, you'll find that you can do so much more with less. So I'd like to encourage you to focus on less and watch your progress improve. You'll get so much more done if you just try and keep it simple. Mistake number 2 that I often see beginner guitarists make is not practicing with the metronome. Now, when I speak to struggling guitarists and I say to them, are you practicing with the metronome? Unfortunately, the answer is often, no, I am not practicing with the metronome. Now let's go back to talking about chords. If you're wanting to improve your chord changing and you want to get faster, how on earth are you going to know if your chords are getting faster if you're not keeping track? So using a metronome is a really great way to track your progress and to motivate you to keep improving those chord changes. So let's do an example. If we have the chords C to our D, and let's say that in week 1 you might only be able to change between C and D at 60 beats per minute. Now by week 2 you might be able to play those chord changes at 65 beats per minute. Now it might not feel like a big difference and it might not sound like a big difference, but you are going in the right direction and your chord changes are actually getting faster. And you wouldn't have known that if you weren't keeping track and writing down your progress. Keeping track of your progress is going to be so empowering for you to look back on months and even years from now. I'd also like to mention that you can easily find a metronome on your app store. I personally use Guitar Tuner. I use the app for tuning my guitar as well as for their metronome function. So go download a metronome app, start writing things down and watch your progress skyrocket. I promise you it's going to be such a motivating thing to keep track of. Mistake number 3 is not having a plan. And this is the reason why so many beginner guitarists quit at the start of their journey. It all boils down to that very special word, structure. So picture the scene, you're a newbie guitarist and you jump onto YouTube and you type in beginner guitar songs. So you bounce around the internet watching a whole bunch of random videos and you end up feeling overwhelmed and insecure about your guitar playing skills because maybe one video is a little bit more advanced and then another video is way too easy. And this is all because there's no structure to the way you are learning to play the guitar. Now, I am all for YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I love to teach lessons on YouTube. But I'm also a firm believer in making sure that my students follow a very structured approach to get them from A to B. And this takes me back to point number 1, which is focus on less. When I start lessons with my students, we always focus on the foundations of learning the guitar, which are working on your chord changes, working on simple strumming patterns, and developing the dexterity in your fingers. This is all going to help you in developing your muscle memory to be able to play as many songs that your heart desires. So instead of learning a bunch of songs on YouTube, rather focus on those 3 fundamentals, which will then allow you to play any song that you'd like. So many people get frustrated when they start to learn the guitar because they're not focusing on those 3 fundamentals. This is why I've decided to create my Stellar Guitarist Academy, which is a program that I've designed specifically aimed at the beginner guitarist. Keep an eye out because it's going to be dropping soon and I'm so excited. The program is going to be built one step in front of the other, where I'm going to help you focus on mastering your chord changes, developing your strumming, and we're also going to be working on your left and right hand finger dexterity. This is going to ensure that you can go out and feel confident about playing and learning any song that you'd like to learn. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope to see you inside the program when it's ready to launch. If you are a newbie to learning the guitar, I also have some free resources below that you can download that will be very helpful in getting you started on your guitar journey. I hope to see you in the next lesson. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, bye!